Hello everyone, today we'll be reading a villain Bakugou X Hero, Listener or Reader, written by Miss Fucklife. The name of this fanfiction is Kidnapped. I will be reading both parts in this video. Remember to go support the author, I've linked it in the description below. But no further ado, enjoy! Your point of view. I watched as my class walks onto the charter bus in a single file line. Ever since I was little, I wanted to be a teacher. I mean, I'm only an assistant teacher, but that's part of training to become a real one. In 2 years, I have my own class. Though, in the meantime, I'm the assistant to my former teacher and one of my favorite teachers, Mr. Isawa. At first, he denied me being his assistant. It had nothing to do with me, but he said that if there was another teacher in the room, that it would be interfere with his methods of teaching. But in the end, he released. He needed a bit of help. He's getting older, and quirks were getting stronger and more complicated. So he hired me. Isawa definitely warmed up to me, and I think we're friends now. Anyway, we were all gathering on the bus. Today we were going on a field trip to the mountains to train. I was ecstatic, practically bursting in my seat. This was my first field trip with the class, and I was super pumped to see their quirks in action. After training must count for something. Me and Isawa chatted for a bit about random things, here and there, until we finally made it to the training area. We all gathered around and everybody started training. Isawa and I walked around for a bit watching everybody. I walked around some classmates that seemed to be having a trouble knocking down some of the dummies. Here, however, you just need to focus your water quirk more on the neck of the dummy. He did what I instructed and it worked. Great job, Haru! I walked over to a few other students. Victor, do you need help? Yes, please. Here, try aiming the ice over there instead of over here. That way the majority of the ice pressure is headed towards the dummy. I told him. Whoa, you're so great with ice quirks. Yeah, I used to have a friend with an ice quirk. I said, suddenly thinking of all my former classmates. I hope they're doing well. I know what most of them are doing. The major of them are heroes, no surprises there. Although I heard this strange rumor that Bakugou had become a villain. It's a shame, really. I did have quite a crush on him. But for all I know, that could be some ridiculous rumor. I helped a few other people before a strange aura started foaming around everywhere. Hey, Isawa, I'm not sure why, but I have a bad feeling. Me too. Get the kids inside of the bus. Isawa told me. I nodded and pushed all of the kids inside the bus. Then I heard a loud noise. I turned around to see a purple portal with multiple, what I can say or assume are villains. But standing with him, I saw a familiar head, ashy blonde hair, paired with crimson red eyes. Katsuki Bakugou. What the hell are you doing here? Isawa growled before activating his quirk. We were bored and we heard a bunch of UA students and 2 low-C heroes were coming up into the mountains. We could help but stop by to say hi. Bakugou said, with a condensing smirk on his face. God, I hated and loved that smirk at the very exact time. Now let's make things interesting, shall we? Tomura said, as the villains started attacking. It was a pretty unfair fight considering it was 20 against 2. And one of those 2 people didn't have much of a fighting quirk. I dodged and threw as many attacks as I could, while being cautious to not overdo my quirk. Then I heard a high-pitched scream. I turned my head and saw one of the students in the arms of the villains. Miss Alan, help! She screamed desperately. I didn't have much time to think, so instead I bolted towards the villain and launched a huge attack at him. The student got released, but unfortunately I was knocked to the ground by a loud explosion. I looked from the ground and saw Bakugou staring at me. Well, look here, Ryan-chan. Finally became a teacher. How pitiful. A quirk like yours shouldn't go to waste. How about you join the villains? He said in a cocky voice I fell in love with so many years ago. And still low-key love. Never! I stuttered out. Well then, I guess we'll have to do this the hard way, love. You could hear Bakugou smirk as we knock you in the head. The only thing you could hear were Isawa faint yelling. Then, nothing. Part 2. Everything hurt. I felt sweat trickle down my forehead. Or was it blood? Either way, I didn't really care. I just wanted to get out of here. From what I could put together, I've been kidnapped by the villains and now I'm in some nasty basement. That's how these things work, right? Anyway, my mind is going a million miles an hour. Is my class okay? Is Aisawa okay? Did they all make it back to UA? Are they trying to save me? Why is Bakugou a villain? I mean, he was pretty mean growing up, but still, he seemed like a nice kid on the inside. What if I never make it out of here? What if they don't want to save me? What if my frantic thinking was interrupted by a sound of metal scraping the floor? I couldn't see very much considering they put a blindfold on me. But then the blindfold was harshly ripped off my face. My eyes meets crimson. I break eye contact and look around. It looks like a normal cellar. Nothing too special, except for the table full of torturing devices. Yeah, that's really welcoming. Hello, Wine-chan. A familiar voice rang my ears, causing me to look up at Bakugou. I still couldn't believe it. Damn. Here, look at this knife, love. Bakugou holds a clever up in front of my face. I would say something, but I'd rather not have a clever in my face today. This beauty right here will go right there soon, he said, pointing at my heart. Unless you want to join the villains, Wine-chan. Why would I ever want to join you guys? You sound a bit harsh, but not too harsh. Hey, you didn't want a nice sticking out of you. Because you could be rich. You could have the sweetest, succulent, satisfying of killing All Might. Your quirk is really powerful, you know. And most importantly, you could be with me. Love? He said while smirking. I wanted to wipe that smirk right off his face. They'll save me. Aisawa, Nezu, All Might. They all will. Bakugou laughed. You sure about that, hon? I'm positive. Back at Hiii. I'm sorry, but we're not going to rescue her. What? Asawa yelled and put his fist down on Nezu's desk. Why not? She's a valuable member of the staff and a great person. It's way too risky. I would love to save her, and every minute she spends there makes me more nervous. But we would surely lose the battle to gain her back. Nezu looked certainly sad and sorry. Asawa put his head down. Sure, whatever. Asawa said, extremely sad. The classroom wasn't the same without you. You were a great teacher and he didn't want to see that go to waste. But as much as he would like to save you, he couldn't do it by himself. It'd be a suicide mission. And since Nezu wouldn't allow anyone to go, it was hopeless. God damn it. Time skip. It's been 3 months and nobody's tried to save you. Once. Did they really not care? They still haven't come to claim you yet, hon. You still want to wait around. They'll come get me. I know it. Time skip. It's been 5 months and you were enraged. Had they really not cared? Those bastards. Wyan-chan, please join us now. We both know they're not coming. You sigh. What's the point? Bakugou was right. Fine, I'll join the villains. Wait, really? He nodded, a bit unsure about the life-changing decision you just made. Alright, love. Just promise me to not run away. If you do, there will be consequences. You nodded and Bakugou untied you. For some strange reason you felt the need to hug Bakugou. He gave you a new life, one in which the people around you might actually care if you went missing. You embraced Bakugou and he was surprised to say the least. He didn't push you away, he actually returned a kind gesture. Alright, Wyan-chan, we're talking about our next plan to infiltrate UA. Time skip. It's been about 2 weeks, and it was time for the villains to attack UA. The lot of you were standing outside the building ready to attack at any given moment. Then you heard the signal, and you and Bakugou ran hand in hand to your guys' station to attack Class 1A, the very class that left you to rot. Don't hesitate to blow their faces off, hon, Bakugou said as you reached the door. For good luck, I said, quickly pecked his cheek. I swear you could see a faint smile on his usually stoic expression. The only time he ever really smiled was around you. Bakugou blew down the door and you could see the faces of all the little bastards who didn't care about you. When you walked in with Bakugou, I would have went wide-eyed, especially Aizawa. You walked over to your favorite student and roasted him in the air by his hair. Everybody looked at you with shock and fear, except Aizawa. He looked at you with sadness, and Bakugou looked at you with love, pooling in his eyes. Okay, you little shits, tell me where All Might is, or else this kid goes. You made a blowing up noise, and motioned with your hand. The kids looked at you with fear. He's in the teacher lounge. Leave the students alone, Wyan. Aizawa had only told you about All Might because he knew what you were capable of. Although it hurt his heart to see you like this. He felt guilty. He knows the majority of it. This is his fault. He will have to live with that for the rest of his life. He nodded and dropped the kid hard onto the ground. You and Bakugou walked out hand in hand, going to exterminate the kind of all the pests. The villains have finally done it. They won. They all cheered and for once smiled. Bakugou picked you up and spun you around, kissing you before he put you down. We couldn't have done it without you, Wyan-chan. It's no problem, love. It all got a bit scrappy at the end because I was tired. That was the fanfiction. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think this was pretty good. And yeah, you can also request any fanfiction or an idea, and I'll see if I can do that. Have a good night, day, or afternoon. And I hope we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.